He was the most powerful billionaire in the entire city. She was just a simple cleaner. No one could imagine what would happen when their worlds collided in the most unexpected way. The billionaire who fell for the cleaning girl, Santibáñez, was the richest man in the city. His face appeared on magazine covers. He attended conventions where people spoke in millions. And after graduating with honors in architecture from Oxford, he returned home to take over the most influential construction empire in the country. His word was law. In the toughest negotiations, a single look from him sealed a contract. But there was one thing he couldn't control: a humble cleaning girl. His day began at 5 a.m. in his mansion on the hills. Glass, marble, 5 housekeepers, 2 drivers, a private chef. At 7, the black Lincoln took him to his building. The driver opened the door. Santibáñez stepped out without greeting anyone. At the entrance, the doorman, an older man with tired but kind eyes, greeted him respectfully. As always, no response. Employees stopped when they saw him pass. Some bowed their heads, others forced smiles. He walked straight, cold, confident. He got in the elevator, floor 68. At the end of the hallway, a woman was cleaning the windows. She didn't turn to greet him, didn't stare, didn't freeze. She simply kept working, completely ignoring his presence. Santibáñez paused for a second. No one had ever done that before. For the first time since he had power, someone didn't bow to him. And this little cleaning girl, who does she think she is? The voice in his mind whispered. He entered his office, but his thoughts weren't calm. He looked at the blueprints on his desk, but his eyes drifted back to the hallway. Is she blind? Does she not know who I am? Must be new. For the first time in years, his attention wasn't on a contract, but on a person. Not because he liked her, but because his ego felt wounded. Each time he passed by, she just continued her routine, vacuuming, wiping, arranging flowers. Never looking at him, never stopping, as if he didn't exist. He began to observe her. He realized she stayed a few minutes after her shift, finishing what others left undone. One night before she left the building, he called his driver. "Take the cleaning girl home." The car waited outside. The driver approached her politely. Mr. Santibáñez asked me to drive you home." Teresa looked surprised. "Thank you, but no." She crossed the street and disappeared into the crowd. When Santibáñez came down, his driver was still at the entrance. "Didn't I give you an order?" "Sorry, sir." She refused. "Fine, let's go." "To your house, sir." "To the club." He had dinner with friends, laughter, music, toasts. But his mind wasn't there. It was trapped on one image, the cleaning girl who had ignored him. She's humble, poor. Her simple clothes say she has no class. And she dares ignore me? I'll test her. I'll leave 10,000 where she can find it. People of her kind, they can't resist. The next morning, he set his plan in motion. Left his office slightly open, Teresa cleaning at the end of the hallway. "Hey, you, before you leave, clean my office." "Of course, sir." He stepped into the elevator, confident. "Let's see what she's made of." Teresa entered the office. While vacuuming, she noticed an envelope on the floor. She picked it up, heavy. Inside, stacks of cash. With this money, I could solve all my problems. And everything around her went silent. That night, Santibáñez slept peacefully, convinced he would finally discover her true nature. The next morning, as usual, he arrived at his office. Everything was spotless, perfectly arranged. But Teresa wasn't there. Instead, a woman in her 50s was cleaning the hallway. Curious, he picked up the phone. "Call the head of HR." Minutes later, the HR manager entered. There was a young cleaner assigned to this floor. "Where is she?" "Sir, she reported sick. She won't be coming today." That's when a voice inside him whispered, "I knew it. Just a common thief." But do you really think she stole the money? Or is there something more behind this story? Comment the envelope if you want part 2.